to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's a lovely day here today. The sun's been shining again this morning. I got woken up at 4:10 by the dawn chorus. It was very loud. We've got blackbirds that sit in the tree outside the bedroom window and boy can they sing at that time of the morning. So I lay there at 4:10 this morning listening to them singing away to each other. And then they all seemed to move on down the other end of the garden to the field and sing down there. It was quite interesting to hear the sound gradually get further away as the birds moved on about their day, so that was fun. Excuse me if I'm looking a bit tired, that's why. Welcome if you're a new viewer. It's lovely to have you here. I hope you're having a good week, everybody, whether you're new or old here. It's a very exciting day because I've been so busy. I'm now ready to put the polytunnel up and mark out the foundations for the polytunnel. The ground is mostly level now. I was looking at it last night when I was marking it out with the posts, and yeah, I've noticed I need to hack out another 1/2 metre by 2 metres of soil to get enough distance between the post and where the behind the tunnel to be able to dig a 14 inch trench all the way along, 30 inches deep, 30 centimetres deep, and that's going to be for the plastic, something like that anyway. So I know I've got to dig more, hack more soil away, but I'm just going to move that down the garden. And yeah, I'm very tired with all the moving I've done. I could have done with a digger, didn't have the money to hire one, so I've done it all by hand, hacked it all out with a spade and a hack and a rake to smooth it out. So yeah, it's been a 3-day job, but it's done now. I haven't done all the retaining wall all the way around the patch, but I've done what I need to, thankfully, for the polytunnel. I can always do that other bit later on. When I put out the markings for the tunnel last night, there was just enough space all the way around. I didn't realise that marking it out when it was on a slope, meant that it was less space than when I marked it out on the flat. It seems to be a lot bigger and is taking up a lot more space. Excuse me, I'm getting a tired arm. So yeah, there's been a lot of logistics going on, trying to work out the best spot for the tunnel. But I think I'm nearly there now, so I'm going to get the foundation tubes out today and the foundation plates which go underneath the soil and the soil goes on top of them. I'm going to finish hacking that soil and I'm then going to mark out the tunnel, so I'll show you as we go along. I'm hoping, excuse the noise in the background, it's egg laying time. I'm going to have a bit of an easier week with videos because I've got so much going on, and yeah, I'm just generally very busy, and you don't want to see every step of the polytunnel going up, do you? So I'm just going to record the important bits, because if anybody else is wanting to put a polytunnel up, it might just be a help for me to share with you my problems I've come across doing it on a slope, and it might help somebody else out there, because my garden here is on a slope all the way down. It's set into 3 sections which the elderly gentleman laid out when we first moved in, so I haven't changed the layout of the garden, but what I am doing is I'm building borders to put flowers in. I put fruit trees in, I put shrubs in. A lot of them are flowers. There was no flowers in this garden at all, apart from some little kefir lilies, some daisies and a few other bits, but not, and a wisteria, but not much to write home about. So there's been a lot going on. I garden mainly on slate. I have about probably about 20 centimetres of soil, so probably only about that much soil, and then the rest is slate. So I have to work out what I'm going to plant for that. And basically I just put in what I want to grow, and then I'm going to increase the soil upwards by mulching. I can't do anything about what's below the soil because it's slate and it's always going to be there, so there's not much I can do about that. It is a bedrock of slate here. My garden is set into a hillside on a bedrock of slate, and there's not much I can do about it at all. So I have to layer the soil upwards, put the plant in as much of a hole as I can, probably not a very deep hole, put compost over the top and then mulch, and that is how I'm doing my garden. It seems to be working, it seems to be doing okay at the moment. I do have a water pocket at the bottom of where I'm sitting now in the vegetable garden, and there are a few things there that seem to do really well along the fence line, so they're hopefully sucking out some of the water. I'm sat at the moment under my Philadelphus, and it's just about to start coming into flower, so that's nice. So I'll show you those things in the garden tour, which I will do later on for you. So that's my plans for today. That's what I'm going to be up to this week. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to have a look at the plot where the polytunnel's going, and I'll show you the problems that I've come up against at the moment, and we'll see how we're going to work them out together. So I'll take you around and I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, so this is the polytunnel space that I've done. I moved the chicken tractor last night to let them have a bit of a scratch because they were bored where they were. This is the tree that's going to go back in. I'm just waiting to dig the hole for that, but I'm too busy at the moment, so I'll have to wait a bit. It's still growing. This is the wall that I built out of old fencing posts that the farmer was throwing away. And all this hill has all been levelled off from up there, and it was level with down there. So that's how much of a hill I've taken out and levelled off into my fence post wall. I haven't had to take any fence posts off the top. In fact, it feels like it needs more fence posts, but I don't want to put any more on. So I'm going to shove it all down that way, and because it's still on a slight slope and I don't want to be walking up and down hill and injure my knees. So what I'm going to do is, over here, this is the bit that used to be the path into the greenhouse. As you can see, there's still a slab there, and it's, what, 50 centimetres, maybe a bit more high from this level here to that level there. So I'm going to hack that back to that piece of slate there underneath this comfrey tree. I'm going to cut that down a bit and pop that on the compost heap. But I want to take all this along, away from the wall, all the way down there to where it levels off, because here is slate, and this is the bit of shale slate I was telling you about. As you can see, it's this stuff, and it's like a riverbed type slate. It's not a riverbed because it's on a hill, it's just the way the slate is. I have hacked a post in, and I've managed to get down about 50 centimetres, but I need to be able to dig the plastic in as well, and that's got to be all the way along there, all the way to 15 foot over there, which is past that green thing, beyond that, roughly where that piece of paper is there. And I've got to dig a trench of 30 centimetres deep, and I think it's 14 inches wide, so it's just over 30, about 40 centimetres wide, and then that's for the plastic to get buried into to tension the plastic. So this is where the first post is, where this hole is here, and then the second one is this post here. So I've got enough distance between that post and my wall there. Not as much of a bed as I thought I was going to get. I didn't realise. I thought I had a metre that way, but as it was, I couldn't have taken any more because I wouldn't have had a path then or a hedge. So if we walk along here, it does get wider here, and because of the way I did the fence, it does get wider there. And then we walk all the way along here, and then this is my other post. Just, where is it? There we are. It's just there. Can't see it on the camera. And then I do have a good space between there and really deep soil for digging the plastic in there. And then along here, this metal thing is my other marker, and then I've got that distance to the wall there. So I do want to do a raised bed, and I'm thinking of moving the tunnel over slightly, so I can have a bit of a path and a bit of a raised bed, because I want to grow fruit along that beautiful wall and still be able to see the wall. I can still see an awful lot of it down there for growing things, but I don't want to waste this bit of wall here either. And I've got a couple of pillar fruit trees that I'd like to put along this wall, so they'll go nicely here, and I'll still have a bit of a path and still be able to get past my polytunnel. So what I don't want is to have too much height along the side of the polytunnel, that much height there along the side of my polytunnel, and have the potential of falling into the polytunnel. So I want to bring the path down and make it a more gradual slope all the way down to this part of the garden, and then down there it will carry on going down slightly, and then down to the patio bit down there. So that's what we've got so far. So I'm just going to hack this bit of soil away, and then I will show you the posts for the foundation tubes. So see you in a bit. Right, okay, so it's the end of the day and I've been working really hard all day and I've managed to get all the ground sorted and the corner posts in, apart from the one by that pink bucket, and that's simply because there's too many midges around. I think I've got it level. The post in that corner is higher than the one in that corner. I started with that one because there's a solid base of slate underneath it, so I couldn't drive it in. And then I did this one and I've done that one, so I've just got that one left to do. This one is square, so I've just got to measure from that corner to that corner, and then I can do the other two posts. So I'll do them tomorrow because I'm getting bitten. So yeah, it's all coming together nicely. I've had a good look at the instructions and I think I'll be able to finish it off tomorrow. So I'm going in and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. I've got my hat on. I hope you like it. Keep the sun off my head because I'm working in full sun. I'm doing the foundation post for the polytunnel, and I've just come up with a problem, so I thought you might like to know about it. I've hit solid slate on one of the posts, and I've got to level off because it's not quite straight. I can't get the hill any straighter than it is, and yeah, it's a problem that I've come up against. So I've had to do the post protruding out of the ground a bit on one of the sides. So I'll just show you because it's complicated what it says in the instructions, and I have taken a bit of time just to get it in my head as to what it actually means. So I'll just turn you around and I'll show you. So this post here, you can see it there, this one here is on solid slate, and that's as far in as I can get it. It's not going to go through the slate, it's a piece of rock, so there's nothing else I can do, and it comes over quite far over here, so there's no way that post is going in any further. Now apparently, according to the instructions, this height difference doesn't matter, so that post in the corner there can be driven right in. Now I haven't done that, but I can do, so I'm going to. Then from this post here to this post here, that has to be level. So that post there has to protrude out of the ground. Now I don't mind that because I'm going to fill this with soil and make another raised bed here for growing in. So I don't mind that, and it's going to have a raised bed inside as well. So that's going to take into account the height difference on that post and weigh that down a bit further. So then that post and that post have to be level. So that's my thinking with that one. Now there's a height difference down there as well, so that one's going to be sticking out the ground slightly more than the other one, but apparently it gives you a 6-inch allowance, so I'm hoping that that's going to be okay. Now that one's level with that one as far as I can tell, so I'm happy with that. It needs to come up another 2 inches, but I don't want to bring it up any further, so I'm happy to leave that as it is. And then I've got this post here to do, this post here to do, this post here to do, and this post here to do. Now I'm not going to move any more soil because otherwise I'm going to be building my own mountain, and I don't want that. So I don't want it to come up too high because I don't want it coming up too high above this wall here. I'm sure it's going to be alright. Pretty sure it's going to be fine. It's not that much out. And it's surrounded by trees, so we'll just have to suck it up, won't we? But couldn't believe it, that post wouldn't go right in, and I don't really want to move it down anymore because I'm going to be right at the end. So, and the other problem I've come up against is I've not got enough space here for the door in this bit here, because the door can open outwards. So what I'm thinking to change that is doing a double door instead. So the double door will be 16 inches long on each side, so then I'll just be able to open the doors outwards and be able to get my wheelbarrow in, and if I want to I can just open one side, so that'll be a lot better. And then at the other end here, just walk over all my tools, there's going to be another door, and that's going to open out into there, so that's going to be good. So right, I'm going to get on with digging my posts. This is one of the foundation posts here. I've just got to level that up, make sure it's straight, square it all off, and then I can get on with the other 4 posts. So I'm just going to get on with that now, pop you on the tripod and let you see what I'm doing. Right, so this is one of my base plates. This is the last corner. I've done the other 3. So now what I've got to do is I've got to check it's level. So I'll pull that down a bit. And what you do is you pop your spirit level on the cable. Right, so saying that needs to come up another 2 inches. Right, in theory it can do because the post is slightly in the soil there, so do you know, I think that's going to be fine. How deep is my hole? 13 inches deep. It's supposed to be 14. Hey ho. Right, what you need to do is you need to pop your end over there like that, screw the plate on. Now, I did have a spanner last night, just have to see if I can find my spanner. Check that again. You need a spanner. Now that post needs to be in this corner here, like this, and then that should be square. So I'm going to pop that back on there and measure it again. Very difficult measuring it on string. It's only an inch. Right, now what you want to do, I turn you around so you can see me. Now what you want to do is do your post. So you screw these in. You are supposed to drive the post into the hole, but I haven't got enough length on my post. Could have done with longer ones, but they said I didn't need them. So, just got to do with what you've got. I'm sure once it's all been tensioned it'll be fine. So we'll make sure we get it back in our triangle. Yeah, we're squaring our triangle. Now I've got to measure with my tape measure from this post here to the one in the opposite corner. Where's my brick? And that's over to the one that I started with, the very first one I put in. It's all very complicated, especially when you're not an engineer. Right, okay, so I think that's it for today. It's getting really, really warm, and it's far too hot to work down where the polytunnel is because it's in full sun, hence the hat. I hope you like it. Anyway, I think that's it for me for today. I'm going to go and start the tea, and yeah, just generally potter about and try and keep cool because it's gone very warm. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. Please do like and subscribe, hit that notification bell if you did enjoy my video, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully in the next day or so, and I will keep you up to date with the polytunnel. So I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.